All right, we're going to hit everybody's sign right about here. We're going to start off with what they say is the hottest sign in the galaxy. And if it happens to be yours, I want to hear from you. Sagittarius. What about Capricorn? What about Gemini? What about Leo? What about Virgo? And Aquarius. Hey, what about Taurus? What about Aries? Hey, Pisces, you fish. Well, son, I know it's alright. Hey, well, let's talk about Scorpio. Hey, what about Cancer? Let's talk about Right about here, we're going to tell you exactly what the whisper signs happen to be. It's going to go a little something like this. Bring it on!
3. Now, before we open up the show, there's some announcements that I would like to make that whether you believe in astrology or not, you have to be aware of. And that is in a couple of weeks, well, on the 21st, Mercury will be retrograde. We've all heard that story. We've all heard Mercury retrograde, Mercury retrograde. And if you don't know what a Mercury retrograde is, let me tell you real quickly. Mercury retrograde is sort of kind of like a cosmic timeout. Mercury is the planet of communications and information. Now, as we look at Mercury against the backdrop of the stars, Mercury appears to be moving backwards. It's the same effect that, let's say, most New Yorkers, when we're riding in the subway and you're in the faster moving train that passes the slower moving train. You ever see that? And you get that optical illusion that the slower moving train looks like it's moving backwards, but actually it hasn't. It's just slowed down, and it gives off that optical illusion that it's moving backwards. The same thing is when we look at the heavens and we look at the planet Mercury, again, the planet of communication and information against the backdrop of the stars. Mercury looks like it's moving backwards. So when that happens, and it happens about 3 times a year, and the next Mercury retrograde we're going to have once again is October 21st until November 10th in the sign of Scorpio. What do we expect during a Mercury retrograde, or better yet, what are some of the do's and don'ts of a Mercury retrograde? One of the things on a Mercury retrograde is you don't sign new contracts, you don't start new things. Back up your computer files, because so many people's computer files, they crash during a Mercury retrograde. You may have a delay getting to work or driving or going somewhere. Your plane may be late. Your train may be late. Don't get angry or upset. Just keep in mind that Mercury is in retrograde. And again, this is going to be happening from October 21st. So we got a couple of weeks left before it happens. And everybody needs to stay on top of that. Keep in mind that you do not start anything new. And this Mercury retrograde is in the sign of Scorpio. So a lot of you with Scorpio rising, a lot of you with birthdays from October 24th to about November 10th, you're going to really feel this Mercury retrograde. It's going to hit you hard, especially if you're a Scorpio or you have Venus in Scorpio or Mercury in Scorpio. Things dealing with death and legacies are bound to pop up during a Mercury retrograde. But the key thing here is that during a Mercury retrograde, keep in mind all the redo, rethink, readjust. It's a cosmic timeout. I had a client who closed on a house during a Mercury retrograde. And I asked her, I said, can you wait until after Mercury goes direct to close on the house? She didn't, and she closed on the house during the Mercury retrograde, and all these terrible things happened with the house. Number one, she found out that the person who sold her the house actually didn't own the house. So these are some of the little things that we have to be mindful of during a Mercury retrograde. Again, this current Mercury retrograde is going to be in the sign of Scorpio, lasting from October 21st to November 10th. So basically about 2 weeks from today. Don't start anything new. Get all your ducks in a row now. Make all those contacts now, because again, a Mercury retrograde is a cosmic timeout. It's time to readjust. It's time to rethink. It's time to plan, and it's time to just slow down just a little bit. Now, before the end of the year, we're going to have another Mercury retrograde, and we're going to talk about that, or not another Mercury retrograde, but we're going to have a Venus retrograde. And Venus retrograde is going to be from December 21st to January 31st, 2014. So get ready for these Mercury retrogrades. And we get a month off, and then in December, we have a Venus retrograde. So for the next 5 months, almost all the way till spring, the whole universe will be in a period of readjustment. Neptune goes direct in December, so we got time for that. So know how the planets are affecting you in your chart, in your friends' charts, in your family's chart, but be mindful, everybody out there. I can't say this enough. I don't care if you're black, white, gay, straight, lesbian, 8 to 80, blind, cripple, or crazy. Get ready for the Mercury retrograde. And don't say that Z Starman didn't tell you about it. Now, as we start the show from a numerology point of view, the name of this show is Astrology, Numerology Now. We are in number 7 universal month. Everybody out there, it's time to slow down. Part of the retrograde is about slowing down, but from a numerology point of view, it's about lifting your spiritual side. Get away from negative people, negative emotional, especially during a number 7 universal month. Be calm, because this Mercury retrograde is going to take us all for a loop. But the thing with astrology and the thing with numerology, if you know what's coming down the line, you can plan accordingly. Venus right now, as we speak, just entered the sign of Sagittarius. So a lot of you Sagittarius who are listening to the show right now, Venus is going to be in the sign of Sagittarius until November 5th. So go out and buy that scratch-off lottery ticket. But the main thing with Venus and Sagittarius is getting your finances in order. Wherever Venus is, and this time it's going to be in Sagittarius until November 5th, get your finances in order. But once again, be mindful of the Mercury retrograde that's coming. This show is going to be rebroadcasted a couple of times before that, and I want everybody to get your ducks in a row. Don't start anything new. Don't do anything new. I know it's not to go hide under the covers or go hide in the closet or under the bed, but these are things we have to adjust and deal with. Mercury retrograde is coming. 212-757-1393 is the number to call for real astrology. Astrology tailor-made just for you. Caller, you're on the air with Z Starman.
How you doing, brother?
I'm doing good. What's your name and where are you calling from?
Larry from Manhattan.
Larry from Manhattan. What day is your birthday, Larry?
11/30/70.
11/30/70?
That's correct.
Okay. Now, how can I help you tonight? What's your specific question?
No, I ain't got no question. I just want to read, brother.
Okay, just a little quick mini read. This is what we're doing tonight. For 2013, Larry, this has been a number 1 personal year for you. If we take your birthday, well, actually, it's been an 11 personal year for you. It's a number 11. If we add your birthday, 11/30, to the current year, 2013, we get the number 11. So this is a year where some windows and some doors of opportunity have come through for you over...
That's true.
I'm sorry?
That's correct.
Yeah, this is a year being in a number 11 master number universal year. This is a year where some windows of opportunity have come for you, and opened up for you that you've been waiting for a long time. Now, the cool thing right now, as we speak, you're a Sagittarius. Venus just went into the sign of Sagittarius earlier today. And it's going to be in the sign of Sagittarius until November 5th. Now, just briefly, what was the opportunity that came your way?
Quite a few. I got a new job, which was a blessing, and then I got a new lady.
Oh, wow. You can't beat that.
Can't
Now-
ask for no more.
Now, again, these special things happen in a number 11, and this is the year that you're in. We're adding your birthday. 1 plus 1 is 2, plus 3 is 5, plus 2 is 7. See, we're adding your birth date, or your birthday, the month and day you were born, to the year 2013, and that gives us an 11. An 11 universal year is a very special year for you. And with Venus in the sign of Sagittarius coming up over the next month, I wouldn't be surprised to hear you call back the show and say that you're expecting, or maybe you're winning the lottery or something like that.
That'd be nice, and I come down and take you out, brother.
There you go, brother.
All right, thanks again, man.
No pork on my fork, okay?
I don't eat none either, so we're going to be all right.
Thank you, Larry, for calling the show.
All right.
Thank you.